Hi everyone, my name is Juan from Just One Reader, and today I am filming the New York Times By The Book book tag. This book tag was originally created by Marie Berg, and it consists of 10 questions taken from the New York Times By The Book weekly column, and I think it's a really fun, creative, original tag that makes you ponder about your reading habits or your reading personality as well. So the first question is very simple. What book is currently on your nightstand? The book that I'm reading right now is a collection of short stories by Kelly Link called Magic for Beginners. I have only read the first couple of stories in this collection, but it is absolutely wonderful. I'm loving it. And also on my nightstand, I have some books that I have recently purchased, and I keep them here next to me so that I can look at them and read the blurbs and the first couple of pages and such. And the first one I have is Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I also have another collection by Kelly Link called Stranger Things Happen. I've got a novel by Matthew Quick, The Good Luck of Right Now. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving. Another collection by Kelly Link, Pretty Monsters. And this beautiful book, The Marvels by Brian Selznick. The second question is, what was the last truly great book that you read? Well, just yesterday I finished reading Michel Faber's The Crimson Petal and the White, and I thought it was really excellent, but I gave it only 4 stars. And the last book that I gave almost 5 stars, which was like a 4.5, was The Enchanted by Renee Denfeld. I thought this book was harrowing, beautiful, important, just everything that I want in a beautiful, perfect book. Question number 3 is, if you could meet any writer, dead or alive, who would it be and what would you want to know? Honestly, I'm gonna go with J.K. Rowling. I know it's a very cliched, simple, typical answer, but I don't care. I would just like to know what her daily routine is like, what's it like to be J.K. Rowling, what's she planning to write next, and I wouldn't really ask her anything. I would just like to say thank you for everything that she's done for me and for the world, just the impact that she has had. The next question is, what books might you be surprised to find on my bookshelves? And honestly, there's not a genre or a type of book that you are never going to find on my bookshelf, so it's kind of hard. I try to read widely, kind of. But some of the books that you might be a little bit surprised to find on my bookshelves might be books that I never talk about here on my channel, like my psychoanalytical books. So I chose a biography by Peter Gay of Sigmund Freud, and it's called Freud, Alive for Our Time. Question number 5 is, how do you organize your personal library? Well, this is interesting because I have my personal library scattered all around my house, so let me take you on a quick tour through my personal library. So here in my bedroom is where I keep all my books on psychoanalysis. So here on this floating shelves is where I strictly keep my psychoanalytical library, if you will. So these are all my texts regarding my work, my job, my training as a psychoanalyst, etc. Then if we step out into the hall, you'll see these 4 floating shelves, and here I have some of my favorite books. I have children's literature, I have YA, I have different genres, really. You can see here the Patrick Rothfuss books, Neil Gaiman, Narnia, A Series of Unfortunate Events, Carlos Ruiz Zafón, The Shadow of the Wind. Over here we have, a couple other favorites. Right there on the left is where I keep my Harry Potter standard American editions as well as the Spanish ones. I also have my Philip Pullman collection. Here I have some Stephen King and whatever. Then here up the stairs I have two more shelves. This first shelf over here is my shelf of special editions, and here's where I keep my big books like compilations or really beautiful editions. On the bottom shelf you can see Sherlock Holmes, the complete Sherlock Holmes, Tolkien. In the middle and in the upper shelf you can see all of my Harry Potter editions. These are editions that I've collected from all around the globe, so I have them in different languages such as Spanish, the UK editions, the American editions, Hebrew, Latin, Greek, Italian, French, German, several different languages. And then over here I have another shelf. Let me step over here. And in this one I have books that I've read in the past couple of years. This is just like a mix of different things. I'm not very organized. This is just like YA, children's literature, and then here's more like suspense, mystery, thrillers, I guess. I'm not sure. And then over here on the ground floor I have 4 more shelves of books. The first 3 shelves are books that are, well, basically it's my TBR, so these are books that I haven't yet read and I need to read this year and just in the future. And this first shelf over here is children's literature. I have YA, classics, and horror, mystery, suspense, that kind of thing. Then over here in the middle I have a weird combination of fantasy, literary fiction, short story collections. These are books that I've recently purchased. Over here I have the majority of it is fantasy and literary fiction. And then this last shelf to the right is books that I've already read and that I have thoroughly enjoyed. So yeah, that's how I organize my personal library, kind of. It's not very organized, but you do what you can do. That's it. Question number 6 is, what book have you always meant to read and haven't gotten around to yet? Anything you feel embarrassed never to have read? Well, no. I never feel embarrassed for not having read anything. But that being said, there are some books that I really wish I'd read already and I haven't, such as The Luminaries by Eleanor Catton, The Stand by Stephen King, City on Fire by Garth Riss-Kullberg, maybe some classics such as Jane Austen's works. I've never read any Jane Austen. Jane Eyre, Dracula, Wuthering Heights. I'm not a very big classic reader, honestly. And maybe some Latin American literature like Borges or 100 Years of Solitude. Question number 7. Disappointing, overrated, just not good. What book did you feel you were supposed to like, but didn't? Do you remember the last book you put down without finishing? Well, no, I don't remember the last book that I DNF'd, but some books that I did not enjoy when I should have been Paper Towns by John Green, Victoria Schwab's Vicious. What else? Well, there's kind of a lot of YA that I was supposed to really love but didn't, or maybe I did like it, it was just not as good, or it was quite disappointing. What's it called? We Were Liars by Lockhart, the Divergent series by Veronica Roth, that was just awful. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Very mediocre YA writing. Question 8. What kinds of stories are you drawn to? Any you stay clear of? Well, I love genres such as mystery, fantasy, magical realism. I love a good thriller. I love books that keep me hooked. I love it when a book keeps me completely engaged and I cannot stop thinking about it even though I'm not reading it or even though I've already finished it a couple of months ago. This happened to me with great books such as The Goldfinch, The Ocean at the End of the Lane, A Little Life, and that is what makes me give a book 5 stars instead of 4 or 4.5 is that I really love the book and the characters and the pacing and the writing and all those things, but also that it completely invades me, that it completely captures me and captivates me and doesn't let me go. That's the key ingredient that lets me know if a book deserves 5 stars or not. I also like writing styles that are very quirky, very funny, very smart, snarky, like Kelly Link's writing from the collection that I'm reading right now is absolutely the perfect example of what I love. J.K. Rowling is another one, Philip Pullman. They have very distinct writing styles. They are very elegant and very beautifully written, but they are still very accessible and very fun. Also, I love stories that are kind of that their premises are they take something from the ordinary and then they have a twist and it becomes extraordinary. Yeah, and stories that I stay clear of, I guess YA. I'm trying to read less and less and less YA now because I've been thoroughly disappointed by some of it. So I guess YA. I also don't read romance and that kind of thing. Yeah. Question number 9. If you could require the president to read one book, what would it be? Well, I am Mexican, I live in Mexico, and our current president, I don't think he's ever read a book in his life, so I would give him any book that could, like, honestly, I would give him Divergent or Harry Potter or a Dr. Seuss picture book or something that could get him interested in reading for the first time, because I think that is necessary. And question number 10 is, what do you plan to read next? Ooh, this is a very exciting question. So when I'm done with Magic for Beginners by Kelly Link, I plan to read Our Endless Numbered Days by Claire Fuller, Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, and The Bone Clocks by David Mitchell. And if I still have time in my holiday break, I would like to read Slate House by David Mitchell, which is kind of like a follow-up or companion novella to this one. So that was it, guys. Thank you very much for watching my New York Times by the book tag. It was really fun doing it, and I hope you do it yourselves. Please tell me anything on the comments down below about the books that I mentioned or any suggestions that you could give me. Thank you very much for watching as always, and I will see you next time. Bye.